Hi, I'm Dawn Stevens with the Mom's Choice Awards, and I have with us award-winning author Maria DiVencenzo. Did I say that right?
No.
No.
DiVencenzo.
DiVencenzo.
There you go.
Sorry, I practiced and everything.
I should have been a Smith.
It's a great author name. Maria, tell us about your award-winning book, The Star of Christmas.
The Star of Christmas, I'm talking to you. Yes. Good. Is essentially a book about a child who's awakened by the ornaments on the Christmas tree or having a fight over who is the Star of Christmas. And China Doll thinks that she's the Star of Christmas because Christmas is so beautiful, and Gift Box says, no, I'm the Star of Christmas because I have a surprise inside. And each different ornament represents a certain aspect of Christmas that we all know and love. And ultimately the child has to lead them to the understanding that the Star of Christmas is actually the baby in the manger.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what was your inspiration? What made you come up with the idea?
My inspiration, as a child, I was always the Christmas queen, and got to do all the decorating of the tree. And I always thought when I went to bed at night and I turned out the lights that the ornaments were staying up and having a party and I wasn't there. And when my first nephew was born, the first of the next generation, I had this thought of, all these great things about Christmas, the baking, the cooking, the family, the parties, the music, but nothing really focused so much in a way that children could understand on the true meaning of Christmas. And so I thought I wanted to do a book that incorporated all of the wonderful aspects of Christmas, secular and religious as well.
Great, great. Well, how has the Mom's Choice Award helped you with the book?
Well, the Mom's Choice Award has been wonderful because it is an immediate recognition to not just moms, but parents, grandparents, that this is a book that is special, that it means something to children, and that moms who, we are the ones most concerned with our children's character development, social development, education, that once you have that award honoring excellence, people see it in a much different light, which is really wonderful.
That's great. That's great. So as you're going through, what was the most difficult part about writing the book, having the book published?
Well, I wrote the book, I wrote the original manuscript 20 years ago. I was working at Williams College in the middle of a snowstorm right before Christmas, and I was having a terrible day. No one was on campus for me to talk to, and I found this little building in the middle of the woods, and I thought, I wonder what that is. Shelter from the snow. So I went over to it, and it turned out to be a small chapel. And I went up, I remember going inside and thinking, was there anyone here? And I went upstairs, this big, thick wooden staircase, and there was a door open, and I peeked in, and there was this gorgeous stained glass window with, the light coming in from the late afternoon sun, and a desk and a chair, and I sat down and wrote the story.
Wow.
And I went home, and it was right before Christmas. I was reading to family, and they're, oh my gosh, we love this story. Well, that story was very different than this. I sent the manuscript to HarperCollins. They really loved the manuscript, but it wasn't for their publishing program. And they called me a few weeks later to talk to me about writing Laura Ingalls Wilder's series of books about her mom, Caroline. So this was the manuscript that led to me working with HarperCollins and continuing Laura Ingalls Wilder's series. So over the years, I would edit and change and edit and change, and it wasn't until I was back I was on a family vacation in Sedona, that I was able to figure out what's the final element that will make the story really work and really resonate. And I went into this little tiny chapel and was sitting there all by myself for a few hours, and I thought, first person, it needs to be the first person. So, very long story, a little shorter, I rewrote it and took it home, sent it to our editor, and she said, I don't know what happened, but this is it.
Was there.
Let's go with this.
That aha moment.
So it was a long, wonderful road. I also used this to start our first publishing company, Winter Lake Press, and I knew that it was I had a sense that it was a special story. For over the years, so many people would ask me, is that book published yet? Is that book published yet? And I thought once I started the company, I wanted to start with a story that would really resonate with readers. So the hardest thing was figuring it out to the point where the prose would sing in the way I needed it to sing. And then just the whole publishing process in general, finding the illustrator and working the publishing process, not just from the author side, but from the publisher side too.
So you have a publishing company now.
Yes.
With the book. What are your future plans?
Well, our next book comes out in about a month and a half. It's called The Scariest Dream Ever. And it's just a child.
Are you the author of that book?
I am the author of this one. A different illustrator. It's much more of a sort of crazy fantasy romp through a child's nightmares. He just keeps waking up his mom every night and saying, I had this terrible dream, and the creatures that come to life and end up helping him instead of scaring him. So, and then every year, you know, we'll try to continue to do a book a year.
Great. And I'm sure you'll keep entering them for the Mom's Choice Awards.
I sure will, first thing.
Because we're so honored to have you, one of our honorees.
I'm so honored.
Congratulations on your award.
I'm so honored to be part of the group. Thank you.
Thank you so much.